This is a problem that most women don't understand.
I know
the problem, you can make yourself happy. Doesn't mean you make a man happy.
Necessarily, you're right.
Okay,
and that's why I say I could just be by myself. I don't need a man because I do make myself happy.
I want you to understand what you're saying is the evidence to the problem.
It's no problem. See, that's the problem, that you want to make it a problem.
You one of those that don't listen.
Can I say something? I don't.
You one of those that don't listen.
I don't.
I'm telling you.
I don't.
And you think that's good for
Let me say, I didn't.
You know, the women that keep saying a man can't handle me because I'm strong. No, you're just unpleasant. You're not good to be around. You don't make for a good partner.
You know?
I do want to say sometimes I think we do get caught in the verbiage. Like, I'll give y'all another example, right?
Right.
On this show, or just in any relationship podcast, the word submissive, always comes up, right? And women, they hate that word.
Not necessarily.
Hear me out. They hate that word submissive. But if we replace that word with cooperative, then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I can do that. Like, you know, we get so caught up in the verbiage sometimes. It's like, that's like from training to teaching to leading. So y'all say, a lot of women say they want a man to lead. Leading can look like a form of training. Like, it don't got to be, y'all looking at training as like very militant, like he's trying to control me, he's trying to dictate what I can do.
Because that's what the word train is.
Again, y'all getting caught in the verbiage. Like, you know, he could use another word, like I could teach you. Like, it's the same thing. Training and teaching is the same thing.
I just feel like it's the way, the delivery of what you say, how you say it. It's also because, like they say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. If you say, hey, babe, listen, let me show you how to love me, like in a gentle way, in a gentle form, why would I take that offensive? But if it's like, bitch, you need to learn how to love, like, you know what I'm saying?
What?
Imagine the difference in between that. You get what I'm saying? There's some men that come off aggressive like that just, it's like, what are you doing? Like, why would you even say, why would you think of your girl
apply
like that?
for a job, you gotta go through training. You
Of
don't have a
course.
problem with that.
Of course.
You ain't never look at your employee like, damn, you trying to train me, you trying to dictate what I'm trying to, like, you trying to control me.
Okay, but that's not that's the difference. I have to go through this training in order to get the job. This, I don't have to go through a training in order to get you, because when I got you, you wanted me and I wanted you, and that was originally the thing.
No, this is a lack of respect. I'm gonna be honest. So a lot of the women, they don't actually view their man as the man, and they don't view him as a leader. A lot of women look at their man as more of an equal than a leader. If you're gonna actually get in a relationship with a guy, why not select the guy that you can actually follow? Because guess what? You best believe that this guy's gonna have to take on more burden than you possibly gonna have to bear. For sure, if he's actually gonna be a leader for his family, that means he's gonna have to be willing to die for you, die for his kids. He's going to be willing to make sure that his family's legacy lives on. That means you're included. So why is it a problem if you have to follow some of the ideas that he has for his family structure? I think it's just a lack of respect at that point for the guy that you might choose.
Now we're learning each other.
You gotta go
now
through the
we're
training
learning
to keep
each
me
other.
now. It's first of all, relationships is a job. You
It
gotta
is.
work. You gotta
And you're
work at it.
absolutely- and you're
know
not
what I'm saying?
wrong about that.
And when you go to a job, you comfortable with going through training and learning how to do that job.
Yeah.
In a relationship, you should be okay with going through training and learning how to love that person. It's the same thing.
Or you get fired,
I don't
just like
mind-
your employee.
and
It's the same thing.
I don't mind learning how to be like, learning how to love somebody, but like I said, once again, it's the way you're showing me how to love you. If you're showing me how to love you in a crazy manner, it's no way that I'm going to have to agree with that. You're showing me how to love you, but you're doing it in a way that I cannot agree with. Maybe this is not the way I know how to learn.
What's your thoughts?
You know what's sad? What she just said, I think, is contradictory, because they'll say that they want a guy to deliver it to them in a soft and sweet way, but we all know that women still love toxic guys. They want the guy that's going to be stimulating. They don't like the nice guy, the one that's overly sweet, or the one that's going to talk to them like they're a human being. So I feel like that's very contradictory compared to what women actually say they really want.
I agree with the fellas on this, and you as well. Only thing is, you got, like the fella said, y'all taking the word too literal, because I can tell you in a gentle way, and I can be like, yo, babe, let me train you to be the woman I love. But I still use the word train.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But just because I said soft,
he said it with a gentle voice.
Right.
It got to be at
it's
the right
way.
But the problem is that with women, it got to be the right temperature, the right day to
stars got to.
Why is that a problem though?
The stars got to align.
Because in life, only men that's trying to keep a woman happy has to deal with that. You know, I don't have to deal with the fact that you say I don't need a man.
You don't have to try to keep me happy if I'm happy.
I don't have to deal with I would have to deal with the part that when women say, oh, I love you, but I don't need a man. Women say that all the time. We got to understand that. It stink as f.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We hear that all the time. Oh, I do it for myself, and I did this by myself, and da-da-da-da. When you like, hold the fuck up. I don't remember the last time you.
That's probably one of the worst feelings to go into a relationship. A woman saying that, I don't need you, but I want you here. That makes you feel devalued automatically off the rip. It's like, damn, am I not really needed in this relationship? Like, damn, you got everything. Why do you even want a guy at this point?
Paid all the bills by yourself. I was here. You get what I'm saying? But men have to sit here and continuously take that, and we have to deal with the fact that we always got to be gentle, soft, respectful. And I'm not saying that that's a problem. What I'm saying is women are not seeing how they are approaching men.
You know, I agree with you to a certain extent, because I literally was just in a relationship where I was having issues with understanding my partner, because I felt like I wasn't taking the time to actually learn him as a person, because I already knew how I was as a person, and I felt like the way I went through, same thing when we talk about trauma and everything, what I went through and everything, I was really—
You sound selfish and self-absorbed.
Putting that into a relationship. At the end of the day, I feel like I don't, as of right now, as a woman, I don't feel like I have a problem with my man wanting me to do different and wanting to lead me. And you see, I like the words you're using. Yeah, maybe words have to do a big thing, because we do take everything literal. We are emotional creatures. Yeah. So when you say a certain thing to us, it might not be a sting to y'all because y'all are men. But for us, if you say nice thing,
I think that the misconception of that, you guys think it doesn't bother us.
Well, exactly.
I'm telling you, as a man, when a woman says, I don't need a man, or I can do it on my own, those things are triggering in a sense, for a man that's providing a lifestyle.
And I agree with you.
But that comes from the trauma of protecting yourself.
No, that's automatic disrespect.
That is not no trauma. That's women not
It's protecting yourself.
No, it's not.
From being hurt.
I don't feel like it's
that's
I'm
wrong.
Speaking for me. I'm protecting myself from being hurt. If I'm saying I don't need you, if you feel like I need you, that's not the thing.
But see, that's
because I don't want you to think that. Like I want you, but I don't want to have to feel like I need you to a certain extent.
No, that's wrong.
Disrespectful.
I think you need to
Maybe
accept
you feel
the fact.
that way.
No. We need to accept that we need each other.
No, it's true.
Sure.
And then I say that earlier. I did say that earlier before the podcast started. I said men need women and women.
You can't say
but
that
in the same
on
token,
one
I
hand,
don't, because I do everything on my own. I do.
So does he. Like, you know.
I'm about to say that because I speak from a woman perspective too.
What's sad is that men don't even come at women like that. Hey, I got you, but I don't really need you. Okay, ma? I got you here, but I don't really need you, all right? Man, if a dude said that, that would automatically turn the female off. That would eliminate his chances on really being with the female. But if a woman is actually saying that to a guy, I believe that to be egregious. Why are you with that guy? You automatically just trying to bring his confidence down as a man that's supposed to be the one protecting and providing for you in your life. You gonna automatically say that off the rip to just bring it down to here. That makes no sense. Please don't do that. If y'all women out here doing that, please don't do that.
I agree with what you're saying. You feel me? Because I've been married, I've been divorced. I know how it is to have a man in your house and you play that role. I agree. You can't say you don't need someone, especially with the opposite sex. I feel like every man needs a woman. Every woman's a man. That's why God made men and women. That was the point. We're supposed to be equal. Mm-hmm. You feel me? I feel like in this generation, women has had to do so much for ourselves that we got into this mentality of being like, oh, I don't need that because I had no choice. Mm-hmm. I had no choice but to do it for myself. I feel like if it was maybe like men put in a little bit more effort, and I'm not saying just putting money in, and I'm not just saying just spending it out, but actually just being there, maybe we wouldn't have such a mentality of being like, I got this on my own. I'm used to it. Even though I'm not saying
No. The women that came before you, y'all got duped. Y'all got duped into thinking that y'all don't need men, and you can do anything you want to do. You can have your so-called freedom. I can buy things. I can purchase things. I can vote. I can do everything a man can do. I'm going to separate myself from the man, which is why you in this position.
It's correct, and I'm not saying it's something that we should do, but it's something that we had to learn to have to do, that now we are stuck in this type of mentality of I have to do this, I need to do this, and it's like almost like for the men that don't
men
have to do that.
They don't like strong women.
No, that's not true.
That's not true. Oh, you're trying to be a man. Like I'm not trying to be a
I don't agree with that. I don't feel like men don't like strong women.
She's not even co-signing her.
Men don't.
Okay, that's fine. If you don't feel that way, that's amazing. But there's some men that are intimidated by strong women.
Most men aren't.
No, I don't feel that way. I feel like
only speak for yourself though, because
Intimidated.
somebody else, you can't speak for another man.
So who are you speaking for then?
Myself.
Okay, so then you can only speak for yourself.
That's what I said.
Okay, so then
But
you
you
can't say
saying
most men
is
like
intimidated by
Most of the men I've dealt with were intimidated
Well,
by
I'm
me.
asking that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you should.
And that's what I just said.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
worded it and said it again.
that's
Most
better.
men that I've dated are intimidated by my strong will. I don't feel that way. It's been known. It's been known.
This is sad. They're not intimidated. You're just annoying. They're just annoying. You're annoying. They don't want to be around you. They don't want to deal with the headache that you offer. Even by your outfit, I can tell you're annoying. I wouldn't even want to go in public with you with something like that on, just being honest. Your demeanor is not something that a guy wants to be around long term. It's probably cool to have some fun with. Y'all can vibe out, but outside of that, that's what it's going to be. There is no intimidation factor. It's not about you making money. Women have always worked. They've always done things. It's the fact that you cannot follow the man that you are placing into your life to be the so-called leader. You're trying to still put him at a place of being subservient.
We're not together. Clearly, I'm not with them. They've been
but that could
intimidated
be
by
a
who I
multiple
am.
reasons. You could just be an unpleasant partner. It's not.
I'm a
nothing
great
to do
partner.
with.
I know I'm a
It's
great
nothing to do
partner.
with your.
I know myself.
You're a great partner. Look,
I'm a
you said
great
you know
partner.
yourself.
I know myself. I'm a great partner.
But look, this is a
I know
problem that
that.
most women don't understand.
I know
the
that.
problem, you can make yourself happy. Doesn't mean you make a man happy.
Necessarily, you're
okay,
right.
Okay,
and that's
look.
why I say I could just be by myself and I don't need a man because
Look,
I do make myself happy.
You are, no, look.
I do.
I want you to understand what you're saying is the evidence to the problem. You keep saying that a man.
It's no problem. See, that's the problem that you want to make it a problem. I think that's the problem. You want to make it a problem.
You one of those that don't
Can I say
listen.
something?
Listen, I don't.
You one of those that don't listen.
I don't.
I'm telling you.
I don't.
And you think that's good for
Let me say.
I didn't say it was.
This is my girl.
Did I say it was good for a relationship?
This is my girl. You
See,
feel
y'all
me?
just putting
and
stuff in my mouth. I
for
never
her.
said it
You
was
feel me?
good for a relationship.
But at the end of the day, like when we was explaining about sisters, me and her have two different ways of thinking. You feel me? I don't agree with what she's saying. I do feel like I need a man in my life because at the end of the day, I'm a mother. We do have different feelings.
Right.
You feel me? Even though I've been through horrible relationships,
Bless you.
I've been through niggas cheating on me.
Well,
I've been through dealing with the single motherhood. I've been through having to do things on my own. I still feel like I would love a man to have to take off that weight for me so I don't have to want to do it. So for me, like I wouldn't even tell, like, I feel like I look at love different. I wouldn't tell a man like, I got this. I could do it on my own. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to.
All right, okay, let's say you want a man. Man, put a bra on. Change your outfit. Change your clothes. Can you take that direction? Because that's what it would take for you to actually get something serious. I'm all fine with you having opposite opinion from your friend over here. But ma'am, I just don't believe that you can take any type of direction or leadership because of the way how you carry yourself. Like, just being honest.
I had to. That doesn't mean I want to.
Like you give
if
a
a
man
man
too
could
much,
want to do that for
runs
me, that'd be
over you.
great. But the problem is for
Runs
me,
right over you.
I feel like once I start putting that in there that, hey, I need this, I would like this, men start to switch it up for me. And the fact that I'm using them, or you just want me for this, or you just need me for this. But at the end of the day, it's like I said, it's equal. If I'm helping you in being a man and having you take the leadership in doing that, I need that shit thing back. So at the end of the day, if you're not giving that back to me, of course I'm gonna go back to the same mentality of me feeling like, yeah, I gotta do this. I don't have to do this. 'Cause at the end of the day, I'm paying bills still by myself. I'm still taking care of my kids by myself. Not saying that you have to do that, because definitely you don't. But if you coming into my life as a man and you want to take that step, I need that done. And if you
It's not in you. Don't say if he comes into your life and he can't provide certain things that you're gonna revert back to what you are. That is who you are. Stop acting like you're gonna bring a guy, he's gonna automatically change you. You already said you don't want to be trained or led. You need to have the characteristics to be a wife or a feminine woman that's going to be a subservient woman to her man. I know the word subservient sounds horrible, but you need to learn how to be submissive. If it ain't in you, it ain't in you. And you're goofy because you got a belt made out of toy cars. I'm lost.
Can't help me with the need, same thing as a man, then what the f are we doing here? So it's like, I get what you're saying. Of course, I get that mentality. I don't need it.
you, right?
But of course, I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to feel like I don't have to need a man. I want a nigga to have to need me the same way I want them. I want a nigga to want me the same way I want them. But it's hard when it comes to this generation because everybody has a different mentality of trying to do for themselves. I got this. Even with men too.
It seems like
I got this. I can do this, and it's like it gets to a point where it's like, and I'm gonna have to do this by myself. Not saying that I don't feel happy. Like I'm disagree with you for that. I don't feel great. I'm used to. I got used to being by myself. That I'm okay with it.
But I'm happier by myself. But when I'm with a man, I just feel like they always like try to take that away from me, my happiness.
Yeah,
like,
you're speaking from trauma, and I think what happens, we had a lot of women on this couch.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of conversations with women.
Yeah.
And the women that keep trying to convince the world that they're strong and a man can't handle them, we're having a conversation. No, it's not. You're just unpleasant. You don't have a pleasant personality. You don't listen.
I have a pleasant personality.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying the women that keep saying a man can't handle me because I'm strong. No, you're just unpleasant. You're not good to be around. You don't make for a good partner. And you're trying to disguise it behind, I'm just a strong woman. That's why he can. No, you're just unpleasant and nobody wants to be in a relationship. You don't know how to make a successful relationship last. You think the relationship is all about you, yourself.
You know what they call that?
But that's what that's what it gets.
I feel like it's also just putting, title and entitlement against each other, because this is why it's beef, because everybody's always putting something above it, like, oh, let's make it this.
Stop it. The brother spoke facts, ma'am. He is telling the truth. You are unpleasant, probably unruly. You look like you probably take care of yourself in a negative manner. You don't look like you're modest. You just a little extra. I checked the Instagram out, and yes, it is egregious all over the place. This ain't somebody that you would want to date, just being honest.
Strong, independent woman. But think about it. We always had to be strong. That's what men put us in. You gotta be strong in order to. If you this, you gotta be strong.
Can I ask you one question?
You gotta be strong.
If woman was told they have to be strong,
yes.
What would
all
that?
Our lives.
What would that man have to be? Because he would have to be stronger to
absolutely
respect from that person, right?
Absolutely, sure.
Who told you that?
Not saying nobody told me in general, but just this world. This world full of not just men.
You said men.
I said this world, not just men.
Told you that.
Well, why did you ask me then?
That's all I'm asking. So I want to know who's these men that told you that.
You answered the question.
And you said, wait, and then you said nobody.
No, what I said, nobody. I'm saying nobody specifically told me that. That's what I said.
But you blame men in the beginning.
But I'm saying men, men are the thing. Men always say that women have to be strong.
No,
women have to
no man ever said.
No, the other women reinforce that to you. Your sisters before you, your mothers before you, some of y'all grandmothers. Yes, they reinforce you have to be strong to be independent of men.
Saying that they're strong.
Women always say, I have to be strong. I gotta be strong.
I don't know. And which woman
you even said it?
Like I said, me and her think differently.
Yeah, what
I do.
Footage of women saying that.
I do agree. I do say that.
Did a woman
here? Not videos online. Here, yes.
A woman said it to you. She has to be strong to you.
Yes.
And why do you feel that way?
Look, why do you feel that way? It's not
why
me.
do you feel
I don't feel like you gotta be strong. You feel that way.
You guys do feel that
way. One mic. Because look,
the reason, like I said, from what I said in before,
because she said that.
The reason why women have to feel that way is because of what we have grown to doing in this generation. We have put a lot in having to do things by ourselves. So when we have a man and they feel like they don't have to put in no effort, we get into a mentality of, I got it, I can do it on my own. But at the end of the day, it's like, that's not what it is. It's supposed to be equal.
Hold on, can I fix that for you? Because there's good men out here that make sure you don't do it by yourself.
Right? Agree.
And I'm a living, breathing one of them. So you know what I'm saying? So, because I hear women say this individualism where they bring up, I had to do this all by myself, right? Don't men have to do it by themselves?
Yes.
Yeah. So what the is the difference when y'all got to do it by yourself and we got to do it by ourselves?
Everybody got to be an adult, but some reason women, I got to be an adult. I do it by myself.
I don't, this goes back in the day. Because when we talking about your mother, your grandparents, men has always been the responsible provider. That has always been that. So in our head, and from back in the day, men has always been the one that has to do it. So the fact that we have...
It's harder.
Now the fact that we now actually have to do it, of course we're going to complain and be like, fuck, we got to do it on our own.
Used to going through
but guess what? You still want to do it though. There is no reverting back to how it was. Y'all don't want to be barefoot and pregnant. That's usually what they say, what the women of older years had to deal with. So what are we complaining about now? You have the same rights as men. You can do the exact same things as men. There shouldn't be any more complaints anymore. But you don't see men out here having to say that I'm strong, I'm independent, I'm doing this. The only people that you're independent of is going to be your parents' household when you leave, and usually it's going to be on the woman's side that's going to be independent of a man.
Men went through.
Of course, I agree with you 100%.
Used to going through what men go through with women.
Listen. Our situation start, and I'm not discrediting a woman's journey or anything like that.
For sure.
But as a young man, I had to become a provider, not only for myself, but for my mother.
Yeah, for
You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying young women didn't have to put money into the house, but as a young ladies are not forced to put money into the house and be the man.
It's true.
I had to live up to be.
Man,
I had to live up to be what my daddy wasn't, because he wasn't. A woman is gonna tell a woman, "Don't do this, and you don't need this, girl." Y'all hearing that? We living it.
Mm-hmm.
We're living about what a fucking no good ride motherfucking man is, and we gotta step up to be what that man was supposed to be for that woman. So I'm not disrespecting or discrediting what a woman's journey is, but they don't look at both sides of the fence.
Right.
And men are going through that same. You could be raised by a single woman, and then you know what? A motherfucking man.
And the same thing you're going through with me.
Was raised without a mother.
I never had, I had my father in my life growing up for a little while.
I'm gonna say this: I've seen both sides of that spectrum. I've seen women take care of their sons and pamper them or whatnot, and I've also seen women be hard on their daughters, make their daughters work, provide money, the whole nine. So I think it's both sides when it comes down to the parenting side. It's not always where the son has to be the masculine one and take care of his mother. I've seen it where the daughters can also be in that same position. It's just going to be dependent upon what type of mother that child actually has and how her impact is going to influence whether it be a boy or a girl. But usually men, if they are good men, they usually step up to the plate to make sure that they take care of their single moms if they are dealing in that situation.
But I wasn't really I feel like that type of thing, that fatherly love, I didn't get. So I do kind of when I do have a man, I'm not looking for him to be my dad, but I am looking for him to just be a good man. I'm looking for him to, also just be that one for me.
You had your mother in your life?
Yes, my mother's been in my life all my life. So I'm used to just being raised by a strong woman. That's why I do strong woman all the time. I'm not trying to purposely be like, I'm a strong woman.
I had my father and I had my mother.
It's different. I'm
just trying to explain what the I've been through. And if you can't take that, then you can't take that. But that's just what I've been through.
Nobody not saying that you're doing it purposely.
I feel like it is.
Saying
Guys are like,
it's a trauma that you. It's a trauma that you.
And we know that. I know that it's a trauma.
But that you heal. You have to heal from.
And I am healing. I never said I wasn't healing. I am healing as a person. You don't be around me every day.
But when you sit there and say that men are intimidated by strong women,
they are.
They not.
Look at the trauma you dealing with.
You dealing with trauma.
Another man that come in here and deal with that because he don't want to deal with it. Now he can handle a strong woman.
A lot
of the women that say they strong women are women.
I don't go up to nobody and say, you gotta deal with me because I'm strong.
No, not that you got.
I don't go to no man and say that a man approaches me. He wants to get to know me.
Not listening to comprehend.
You're not saying that you're forcing it on him. You're saying that you're forcing the trauma on him.
I'm not.
You are.
How?
We see it here. You know what I mean? We see it here.
How am I forcing trauma if I'm not asking nobody to be with me?
Hear me out.
I'm not asking you to be with me.
You said that you didn't have a father figure in your life.
I didn't, but what I'm saying is I never went to somebody and said, hey, be with me with my trauma.
You don't have to say
dating
that.
Somebody.
That's a part of you.
Still not listening.
So you didn't have your father in your life, right?
Yes.
What healing have you done to reconcile the fact that you didn't have that father figure in your life?
I've done all the healing. I don't worry about that. I'm not going to sit there.
That's not healing.
I've done all the healing.
That's not healing.
This woman is insufferable, and I think I'm gonna leave it right there where it's at. Y'all can watch it in its entirety. This is the next generation, and they're going to be cooked. See, you're going to see less and less family. It's less and less family structures as you go down the family tree or the family timeline. And when we get to the newer generations, they're going to have way more broken family situations. Because everybody just kind of like, I don't have to be with this person. I could be more single. I'm okay being single. I don't have to be with somebody. So it's going to be less and less dynamics of a man and a woman in the same household together. So now you're going to have the spawns, which is going to be toy car belt lady, which is egregious. And then you're going to have goddamn, I don't know what to call her with the pink glove, with the big fuzzy hat. This is crazy. You gotta once you find out these characteristics in these women, honestly, just off the look, I would disqualify off the rip. Like I couldn't even see myself walking down the street with neither one of these women. Definitely not my type or whatnot. But you can just tell the where they want to be at is not where a lot of guys would want to be at. And I'm gonna be honest, if you got guys that actually want to be around this, I gotta question the guys as well. because this just don't look like something that's going to produce a productive, normal family, you know. And then the whole independent part, it comes from a lack of respect for men, because you can still be an independent woman and appreciate your guy. You can come from, you know, working hard, doing for yourself, but guess what? If you get a good guy in your life that's trying to take that burden up off of you, you should be more receiving of it. You should open your arms, bring that man in, open your heart. But a lot of women still have a type. They really want to date within that type. They don't give certain guys a chance. And they just stay in that situation. So they say, you know what? I'm not going to settle. I'm going to get exactly what I want. So I'm going to stay playing the game. And you got to cash in them chips, because this right here is cute for right now. But when you get older, it's going to be a headache. You get 40 and 50, and you still trying to date and all this extra stuff. Man, change this goofy mentality, all this extra stuff that you wearing. You ain't going to be thinking like that 10, 15 years from now. You're going to be changing it up because it's not sustainable. Everything is cute when you're young in your 20s. All that stuff that you was doing, the goofy stuff is cute because it was just a cute time period. Life is hard. Life is real. I could not see myself being a woman that I cannot lead, because I would look at these women and just say to myself, they need leadership. Now, that's going to be subjective to my view on how the type of woman that I might want to be with. But still, just off my lens, I feel like they need leadership and guidance. Because I feel like a large majority of men would still want to change how they carry themselves. But guess what? They don't want to change. She would want to stay wearing her toy car belt for the rest of her days until she get tired of it and say, yeah, I had to retire the toy car belt. Opposed to that man saying that that toy car belt is trash and you trash. So it's all problematic behavior, man. Just make sure, like I said, you can be whatever you want to be. You can be whoever you want to be with. You just got to pick and choose what hill you want to die on. It is what it is. Anything is out there. This world is a test. You think that what you're fighting for is constantly being tested against what you're fighting for. That's part of the game. It makes it more valuable. Test your spirituality on what you really want in this world. So everything gonna coexist with each other, the good and the bad. How well are you gonna groom yourself, and how well are you gonna be in tune with your own nature to understand what you need to do and what you need to have. Make sure you like the video, comment below. I'll make sure I have the link in the description. Shout out to Daily Wrap Up crew. They definitely been doing their thing for a while. Great interviews, the whole nine. I definitely appreciate their perspectives, the whole nine. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all watch the rest in its entirety on their channel. This is your guy, JayBReacts. Until next time, y'all. Peace.